Hey guys, imagine this little diode right here in my hand is going to change your life. If you're a Chevy owner or a GMC owner, or even any owner of any vehicle, you probably wondered, there's a little function that probably a lot of people want out there. It's not, for everyday use, it's not on the highway, but if you're driving by yourself on a deserted road, on a country road, nobody around, you have your low beams on, you have your fog lights on, you're cruising, you're like, not enough light, I want some light. But you don't want to screw up your stock look to your truck, so you're like, hey, I don't want to install a light bar. So let me turn on my high beams. You're like, that'll give me extra light. Well, you turn on your high beams, fog lights turn off. You're like, what is going on? How can I fix that? Well, what if I told you that under $3.99, you can do this mod to 100 cars. So check this out. You turn on your high beams, fog lights turn off. I'm going to show you how this little diode is going to change all that, and it's going to take you under 5 minutes to install. No tools required, nothing. You'll be like, that's too good to be true, but let me show you how and you'll understand. So let me get this out of the way right away so there's no confusion and you can save yourself, the energy of putting it in the comments. But yeah, there is better ways out there. You can go with the software. I think it's auto sync. So you go with the software, you can change anything in your body control unit or body control module, BCM. So you can do that. But this whole purpose is of not buying expensive hardware, not cutting anything, not splicing anything. This is just installing this. It's just push in, plug and play. And it is $3.99, so anybody can afford it. And it is 100% reversible. So you can just pull it out and it's done. So if you're going in and you're worried about that warranty being voided or something, you literally just pull it out. When you need it, you put it back in. So the way it works is this is a one-way polarity. So you can send current one way, it won't go the other way. Don't judge me. I don't know the science behind it. All I know is you can go one way, but you can't come back. It's a one-way street right here. So the way it works is when you turn on your high beams, your body control module sends a signal to your fog lights, say, hey, high beams are on, we don't need you no more, go take a rest. Sends a signal or takes the signal away, no more power to your fog lights. This is gonna go and bridge the high beam and your fog light together. So when you turn on your high beam, BCM is like, fog light, you're out. But high beam's like, fog light, I got you. Sends power to it. So that's how it works. The only thing is, I noticed, and some people might not like it, but I love it. Because I'm gonna show you, there's a little effect I can do with my switchback fog lights. But when you turn on your high beam, your fog light will turn on. If it's on or off, so if it's on, it'll stay on. If it's off, it'll turn on. So it's kind of nice. So let's get into it. Enough wasting of your time. Let's show you exactly how it's done. So first, you go online, Amazon. I'm gonna put all the link down below and you get yourself some diodes. You don't have to get this many, but I think for 10 or for 5, it was $7.99. And for 100, or I don't know how many, I think it was 100, I already used some. It was only like $3.99, free shipping, next day delivery. So don't hesitate, get some extra ones, because I did bend some other ones at first, because I was, messing around, dropped it, stepped on it. So $3.99, you can't beat that. So go online, order some diodes. So you're gonna start by opening the door to your truck. You're gonna be working right in there. Let me get a light so you guys can see what's going on down there. So you're gonna be working with the body control module, the BCM, right there. These are all the plugs. You're gonna be working with that brown one right there. So go ahead and unplug it, bring it down so it's easier to work on, and let's move on. So now that the plug is down, a lot easier to work with, I'm gonna throw a diagram up on the screen, right, left, anywhere I can fit it, and I will show you guys where to put the diode and which way. So now this is very important. When you look on the diode, one side is silver and one side is black. The silver side on the diagram, when you look at it, it's going to go into pin 18, and then the black side is going to go into pin 10. So let me get into the connector and show you exactly how to plug it in without splicing anything and making sure it's secure and it doesn't fall off. So now when you count, this is the top. Let's pretend on the diagram. 1 down, 3 over. That guy right there. It's like a brown, purple wire. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 down. 5 over, 3 down. It's that guy right there. So now let's put it in there. So now we've zoomed in. We got that little diode. Silver side goes to 18 right there. So I go ahead and go to the right of it, and I just poke it in there, just so. You kind of wiggle it around right there, if you guys can see. Just goes on to the right of that. And now this is going to be a little tricky with holding the camera and everything. But you poke the other side into that other wire. If you guys can see, it should go in pretty far in there. So just like that. That's all it takes. 3 over, 1 down, 5 over, 3 down. And I go to the right of the wire, just like that. And it goes pretty much, you have like a 1/4 inch left. It'll bottom out, and it's pretty secure in there. That's it. That's all you have to do. So sometimes it helps, like I'll demonstrate right now, if you just make a U shape and you poke both of them in there at the same time. Make sure it's to the right of the wire, and you just push in one, push in the other one, and that's it. So now when you look at it, see how far it's supposed to stick out only? That's it. And I like to just kind of make sure it's all the way down and just cover it up with wires so it doesn't back out. You can put whatever you want in there, but I drove around with this for a while and it didn't back out. So that's it. And now reinstall the plug. And now that the plug is installed, you can't even see it in there. It's in there. You can kind of see it right there. And I reinstalled this guy on there. Nice and secure. Now let's test it out. And if you're wondering what these wires are for, these are for my edge monitor and my amp step bars. So that's what those wires are for. So now check this out. Headlights are on, fog lights come on. Flashing high beam, fog lights stay on. No more turning off. Look at that. As long as I flash them, they stay on. So now turn off the fog lights and just flash the high beams. See how they turn on? And my switchbacks are working. Every time it cycles, they turn color. So the faster you flicker it, the more of an emergency vehicle you are impersonating. It is legal, so do it with caution. Don't do it to people. Do it by yourself somewhere on a back road on private property. Here's a frontal view. You can kind of see my fog lights are on now. High beams are flashing. You can better see it, but these are lenses, so you can't really tell. But yeah, again, the faster I flash the headlights, the high beams, the more of an effect I get with those switchbacks. It's so awesome. It looks pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of pointless. I'm not an emergency vehicle, but it is nice to keep your high beams on with your fog lights. As you can see right there, making a little light show right in time for Christmas. So check it out. And now let's roll into another night vision one. So let's see how that looks. So fog lights on, high beams are flashing. You can see it better now. Now let's turn off the fog lights. Let's just flash the high beams with everything off. See how the high beams and the fog lights come on? There you go, see? And now let's do the light show again. All I do right there is just flash my high beam. That's it. That's all I'm doing.
and that's what you get with that little diode. That's it.
All right, you guys, you seen how easy it was. You seen how simple it was. There's no cutting. You don't have to cut the protective film off those wires. I just cut it so I can show you guys exactly where to put it, how to put it. But this little diode, I mean, it's so cheap and it makes you do all that. Fog lights stay on when high beams are on, and if you get the switchback fog light LEDs, every time they power cycle, so you turn them on, they're white, you turn them back off, then back on, they're yellow. So it keeps turning, you know, white, yellow, white, yellow. So with this little mod, when you flicker the high beam, it keeps changing white, yellow, because there's no delay in the body control module. It's just straight from the high beam. So you get that nice emergency vehicle effect. But use this cautionally, use this off-road. Don't try to pull anybody over. It is illegal. I'm telling you, don't try this at home. Don't do that. But if you want this little mod, this little diode, and let me know. If you want to see more of these kind of videos and more detail, little DIYs, drop a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at SalvageBoiz. And make sure you share this video if you think it's helpful. And let me know what else I can do next or what better ways I can improve something. And I still have a whole bunch of these little diodes. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.